to continue from where he stopped.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think already we are at the allegation of the staff redeployment to the regions after the filing of the petition. Honorable Speaker, call your attention to the Honorable...
Honorable, you have done that one.
I've done that, huh? I've read that.
Testimonies.
They are the testimony.
Yes, Mr. Abubakar Kamara.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Abubakar S. Kamara was also contacted, and he denied the allegations, stating that the idea was developed to send competent and highly skilled staff to the regions to develop regional tourism. Furthermore, he informed the committee that his redeployment was guided by the tourism policy and strategy plan to decentralize and diversify tourism. That was his comment on that. The Honorable Minister Ahmad Nkeba, Minister of Tourism, also was contacted on this matter, and he said it was put to the minister that some staff members of the GT board were redeployed to the provinces immediately after the petition was filed. And it happened that the petitioners were the ones to be sent to these places. When asked whether it was guided by the policy, he responded that there was a short-term policy to decentralize domestic tourism, and he said it was necessary to have well-experienced and qualified personnel for these upcountry offices. It was put to him that the sending of these petitioners to these regional offices was used to punish them, because they have written a petition, of course, but was not based on any policy, which he denied and said it was completely false. It was put to him that when the redeployment was done, there were no proper offices, which he confirmed that it was not having all the facilities at the time, but have now been done at the time, almost a year after this thing, or 2 years after it was done. The committee members put it to him that it was only the petitioners who were redeployed to these places, but said he could not verify them. So that's the comment of the Honorable Minister. The committee made some observations. The committee visited the regions, interacted with governors, present regional tourism officers, and GT board staff from the main office. It was established that, one, the committee observed that it is extremely surprising to see highly skilled and qualified personnel redeployed to the regions when they could stay at the GT board main office to support the post-COVID transformation of the tourism sector. One, Mr. Adam Chan, who was the research and statistics manager of the GT board, was redeployed to serve as a regional tourism officer in CRR. Mr. Chan possessed master's degree in methods of social research and another master's in economic policy management. Mr. Lamin Bojang, who was the senior product management manager, was redeployed as a regional tourism manager, LRR. Mr. Bojang has a master's degree in responsible tourism management. Mr. Lasa Kujadi, who was the senior manager, activities and promotions, was redeployed as a regional tourism officer, URR. Mr. Kujadi has masters in marketing and communications. Similarly, it could be observed that the tourism policy and strategy plan mentioned by the Director General was actually launched on the 9th November 2021, when these redeployments happened 15 October 2020. So they were not really connected. Part 5, on the dissolution of the GT board, governing board, and reduction of staff salaries by 50%. Honorable Speaker, the petitioners claim that it is regrettable, to say the least, that at a time when the country should be focused on fighting COVID-19 and laying out plans for economic recovery post-COVID-19, the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture is busy making statements and actions that would have serious negative consequences on the industry and the country as a whole. As you may be aware, the Honorable Minister had called a media conference declaring that tourism is dead at a ground zero, and that as a responsible minister, he is sending all GT board staff home on a 50% salary pay monthly for a period of 6 months, effective June 2020. The declaration of tourism as dead does not only wear away tour operator confidence in the destination, but also kills the spirit of all stakeholders in the tourism industry. All tourism authorities worldwide are working together with stakeholders and coming up with strategies to address the impacts of tourism. This was the concern of some dedicated and hardworking staff who thought that instead of going to the social media, it was best to go and meet our board chairman and explain our concern vis-à-vis the ongoing proliferating corruption going on at the GT board. On Monday, 18th May 2020, a dedicated staff of 6 acting on behalf of the general staff had a meeting with the chairperson of the governing body, GT board, Mr. Ablai Ture, to express their concern regarding some management malpractices that they believe were detrimental to the institution. The following issues were discussed, and the board chairperson promised to take them on board and discuss with other members of the board. The issues raised in the petition eventually filed by the National Assembly were the issues raised to the board chairperson, who was later removed by the Honorable Minister in what we believe, the petitioners believe, was triggered by their visit to the office, to his or the chairman's office, and for him being receptive to them. Testimonies received. Mr. Ablai Baksture, former chairperson of the governing board. He said he was appointed as the chairperson of the governing board from February 2019 to 10th June 2020. He informed the committee that the board was dissolved by the President of the Republic as per the letter he received on the 10th June 2020. He also made it clear that a day after the dissolution of the governing body, a new board was restructured and was chaired by Baj Samba, who called him, and he then had to do his handing over and copied it to the office of the President, even though he was not told to hand over to him. He said he could vividly remember having an audience with the staff of the GT board who came to express their concerns on 50% salary, ecologist contract, tourism destination attachments at Nigeria, Spain, UK, and Saudi Arabia. He made it very clear that during his chairmanship at the GT board, the issue of the ecologist was never brought to the governing body by the GT board director general or contracts committee for discussion, and that he was not aware of any contract being awarded to Lair Group. He also recalls being aware that there was a press conference where the minister declared that tourism is grounded to zero. Honorable Hamad N. Keba, Minister for Tourism and Culture, was called on this issue. The committee asked the minister why the governing body was dissolved and reformed a day after. In his response, he said he dissolved the committee, the board, because the board chairperson delayed the implementation of the directives he issued to effect a 50% salary cut to all staff of the GT board because of COVID-19. He further went on to say that the board was reformed after 2 to 3 weeks, but not after a day. He said he solely took his decision as a power vested in him to dissolve the board in consultation with the President of the Republic, as he has the power to appoint the board members. He further said his directive that all staff be paid half salary must be implemented, and any staff who was paid full salary must refund that payment. That's what he said on that score. The minister said that he wanted the GT board to show some empathy to the tourism sector on what was happening as tourism was grounded to zero, and therefore the staff has to suffer to a larger extent, some degree by taking 50% salary cut. He said he was going to submit the letter that was sent to the governing body chairperson, giving his lawful instructions as a minister, but failed to indicate where is he getting those powers to do the salary cut and directing the chairperson to implement his instructions. On the Director General's appointment, he said the current Director General was appointed because he was seen to be the most competent, trusted, experienced, and reliable person, but said he did not even know his full name before appointing him as the Director General, which did not go well with the committee members. He said he made recommendations to get the current Director General, Mr. Abubakar S. Kamal, to be appointed, and that his position was never advertised, but an emergency situation to urgently address the state of the GT board was the cause. Committee's observation. A letter from the Honorable Minister to the chairperson of the Governing Council and the Director General directing that all staff be put on half salary was seen by the committee. However, it was observed that at the end of the month of July 2020, 22 staff were paid full salary. 25 staff paid full salary for the month of August 2020, and 28 staff were paid full salary for the month of September 2020. It is also observed that governing body was dissolved and reconstituted few days later with almost all the members previously except the chairperson. And of course, these other members of staff were also not paid the 50%. Other submissions made by the Honorable Ahmad M.K. Ba, Minister for Tourism, staff employment. 2 staff employed by GT Board, but working at the ministry. The minister was asked whether he influenced any new employment at the GT Board and was quick to respond that he has never, and that all employments went through due process. He said all the staff employed were qualified and went through due process. He was asked about the 2 staff mentioned in the petition that were employed at his ministry and said that they were with him during the 2016 elections campaign and were employed as protocol officers and office assistants and were then redeployed to GT Board because he felt that GT Board needed them most. They were in the ministry, but he sent them to GT Board because they needed them most. Staff restructuring. On GT Board staff restructuring, the minister said he was asked whether this was in line with the GT Board Act 2011 to do any restructuring. He went to state that he did the restructuring, adjustments, or staff placements and transfers at GT Board when the then Director General was appointed the Deputy Chief of Mission and the transfer of the Director of Finance to GAIPA. He concluded that this has greatly impacted positively in the management of the GT Board. He stated that there was no overstaffing at GT Board. He was also requested to provide the number of staff who were employed at GT Board since he came as a minister and from 2020 to 2023. On conflict of interest at GT Board, the minister was asked whether he was aware of the conflict of interest that currently exists at GT Board, and he said that is totally false because the Director of Finance at GT Board and the permanent secretary happens to be husband and wife by accident, and said that did not affect their work at all because they are professionals and were guided by their responsibilities within their terms of reference, TORs. Minister's son employment. He was asked whether his son was working at the GT Board and when did he started working there as a staff and what qualifications he has. In his answer, he emphasized that his son is qualified like any other Gambian to work at the GT Board. When asked whether his son actually started working at the GT Board when he, the minister, assumed a ministerial post, he answered in the affirmative. Conclusion. Honorable Speaker, tourism continues to be one of the sectors hardest hit by the coronavirus pandemic, and the outlook remains highly uncertain. The survival of businesses throughout the tourism ecosystem is at risk without continued government support, and although governments have taken impressive action to cushion the blow to tourism, to minimize job losses, and to build recovery in 2021 and beyond, more needs to be done, and in a more coordinated way. It is thus important for the Gambia Tourism Board to unite all its forces, ensure accountability and probity in the governance of the sector. That said, it is important to note that the GT Board should be allowed to function effectively as a public enterprise without any political interference. Land allocation along the TDA should not be done at the discretion of the GT Board alone or any minister, but by a properly constituted lands committee from all sectors participating in designs, distribution of lands across the country. Honorable Speaker, our recommendations. We have a series of recommendations. Good to read them. The Petitions Committee would like to recommend the following after carefully listening to all the parties and the evidence brought before it. On the ecologist contract. 1. The chairperson of the Contracts Committee should be reprimanded for misguiding the Contracts Committee members by giving a wrong analysis of the financial performances, which eventually affected the scoring or the evaluation process. This was done to give favor to Lair Group Company. Lair financial performance shows that the company is out trading and has some liquidity issues, which he failed to do as the Director of Finance and Administration, doubling as the chairperson of the Contracts Committee. 2, that the Finance and Public Accounts Committee to investigate further who gave the authority to build a hotel at Barra that was eventually abandoned, costing millions of dollars. 3, that the GT board needs to act by paying the suppliers for the materials they would need without any further delay and no additional changes in design. 4, that the contractual agreement should be revisited in order to establish facts that surround the whole contractor's underperformance. Ascertain issues surrounding the establishment of the proposed Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Hotel in Barra. 5, that the contractor needs to provide that he has paid VAT on the amount that has been disbursed to him as the contract amount included VAT 15%, which should have been paid to GRA or paid before the end of the contract by GT board by deducting it from the final payment. That the FPAC, 6, that the FPAC further investigate GPPA's reason for approval to GT board regarding the lots to be given to different contractors instead of one contractor. 7, that a property evaluator to be identified to value the current cost investment on the sites, how much money has been invested, and the contractor to refund the full balance of the money paid to him. 8, that henceforth, since the Lair Group has seriously underperformed in government contracts, they should not be awarded contracts in the future. On staff employment matters, Honorable Speaker, 1, our recommendation is that the Select Committee on Tourism, the Standing Committee on Public Appointments, and the Ombudsman should monitor and ensure that all the senior staff deployed and wrongfully terminated, dismissed as a result of this petition be recalled to the head office and be reinstated to their former post with immediate effect. 2, FPAC and the Ministry of Tourism and Culture should ensure that all the staff who were deducted 50% salary as per the directive from the minister be paid back all the amounts legally due to them. 3, the Ombudsman, the Select Committee on Tourism and Culture, and the GT Board should ensure that the petitioners receive all the benefits accrued to them. 4, the National Audit Office should institute a staff audit as soon as possible to commence from January 2017 to December 2023 to ascertain the way and manner appointments and promotions are conducted. 5, GT Board should ensure that all departments are headed by qualified, experienced, and competent individuals as per the GT Board Act. The Select Committee on Tourism should monitor this and report back to the Assembly periodically. 6, Ministry of Tourism should immediately desist from taking major decisions on the administration of the GT Board without channeling them through the governing body. That's the recommendation there. On land allocation in the tourism development area, Honorable Speaker, our recommendation, 1, FPAC should monitor and ensure the setting up of an independent commission. Independent commission that would be mandated to look into how land is allocated to investors from 2017 to date within the TDA, tourism development area. A quantity surveyor needs to be appointed as well to look at all the investment project applications and advise on the total investment quoted. Any understatement of cost needs to be revisited and matched with the land size. 2, the priority lessor group of investors needs to be reviewed in terms of payment for the 5% levy as the total cost of investment amounting to $27.5 million, which is seen to be below the amount to pay the levy, which is causing the GT board to lose revenue. This company should be investigated more for the fact that the list of the shareholders as per the requirement was not indicated and was allocated a huge land measuring 107 meters by 75 meters by 42 meters by 47 meters by 76 meters at the center of the TDA prime land at duplex area. The transaction involving this company is also a transaction that involves a relative daughter who was participated in the meeting of the board during this process. 3, there is need for more investigation on the land issued to the Moab Capital Limited and a lease was acquired by the investor before paying the 5% levy, which was only paid after the petition was made. In essence, if the petition was not done, the GT board may not have received the $200,000 development levy. 4. Effort to conduct proper findings and prepare a detailed report on all the revenues collected from the levies and how it is expended. This will justify what has been paid from the 5% levies on lands allocated within the TDA. 5. The cabinet should set up a lands committee that will include the following sectors: GT board, lands office, National Environment Agency, and Geology unit, to ensure that allocation of land in the TDA is properly vetted to avoid duplication and ensure sectoral collaboration. Select Committee on Regional Government, Lands and Ombudsman and IC, and the Select Committee on Tourism, Culture, Youth and Sports should monitor this process and report back to the Assembly within 6 months. 6. As per the Cabinet approval of the 5% development levy, there should not be any discretion by the Minister of Tourism and Culture to waive levy for any investor. All land allocations should be made by the governing body and not the Minister of Tourism and Culture. If there needs to be any waiver, the governing body must engage in cost-benefit analysis and make justification for further approval by Cabinet. On governance structure, Honorable Speaker, governing body, 1. The recommendation is that the Minister of Tourism should not interfere or give directives to the chairperson of the governing body to act upon his instructions, as this is not provided for in the Act. All activities must be sanctioned by the governing body, who informs the minister to endorse as per the GT Board Act 2011. 2. The way the chairperson of the governing body was terminated shows that the minister was angry with the staff that went to meet the chairperson, and this should not be allowed. As per the same Act, the minister cannot terminate, but of course recommend to the president to terminate, and the governing body was dissolved for a day and reconstituted. This is not helping government to build proper corporate institutions. Honorable Speaker, on the GT Board Head Office Complex contractual agreement, we recommend that 1, there needs to be more investigations on the initial contract head office at the tropics and what have been signed on the new head office built by the Construct Company Limited. That needs to be properly investigated. 2, the FPAC and now should conduct a cost-benefit analysis of the overall picture in terms of the land allocated to Construct Company Limited and the money that has been given to them, and what is the total cost of the building that GT Board is currently occupying. 3, the FPAC and now, within 90 days, should inquire into the rental contribution of $900,000 by Construct Company Limited to GT Board to ascertain that it is properly accounted for through the bank statement and reflected in the account. Yes, of course, and if that is not done, then then the Construct Company should continue to pay the $900,000. 4, there is a need to provide more justification from the GT Board and the Honorable Minister of Tourism for making payments to Construct Company Limited in 2018 and 2019, as the Minister cancelled the contract in 2017. It should henceforth be discouraged that once a new government comes in, all contracts of the previous government are either cancelled or entirely modified without conducting a cost-benefit analysis. On the budget allocation for the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, 1, we recommend fuel supply to the Minister and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Culture on a weekly basis should immediately stop. Supply of fuel to them should only be made if they are on the errands of the GT Board. 2, all expenditures that are related to tourism matters should be captured. It should be captured in the activities of the GT Board. On conflict of interest at the GT Board, Honorable Speaker, 1, we recommend there was indeed a conflict of interest. That's our observation at the board. It is unethical for a husband and a wife or a father and a son to participate in a board meeting that concerns their interests. This is not promoting good governance for a state enterprise. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, maybe no need to read the witnesses, but we have several witnesses. All the witnesses I've mentioned before. Okay. Yeah? Those are the witnesses. And we will thank the office of the Speaker, the authorities, the table office, for all the support staff, the SMSs, and all the witnesses for their contribution in this enterprise. And on that note, I thank all the members for staying long to listen to this report. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman of the Public Petitions Committee. Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion and permit me, Honorable Speaker, to take part in the debate once and for all. Honorable Speaker, I feel very relieved today, being the former chair for tourism, arts and culture, youth and sports. I could recall when this petition came. It came at a time when petition committee was established, and then people did not understand issues of this nature. Instead of the standing committee or select committee to be referred to the petition committee, we used to be receiving a lot of calls, complaints here and there, and we referred all complaints to be addressed to the appropriate committee, and that happened to be the petition committee. It took time. As you can see, a lot of allegations were made. One need to establish the facts, cannot just jump to conclusion just for the sake of acting on the petition. On that, I have to commend both the committee during the 5th legislature and then as well as the 6th legislature that worked tirelessly to be able to lay this impressive report. This is the kind of report we expect from every committee. Honestly, we have to commend ourselves as the National Assembly. For this session, we approved the PEC report. We commended them for that excellent report. And again, we are acting on this report. It's also an excellent one. Having commended ourselves, the staff that are responsible behind the members need to be commended for their dedication to this service. Honorable Speaker, the chairman had done everything for us. We gave him the opportunity to read everything. Nothing is left out. What I think we should not be doing, at the end, recommend, as we did for PEC, for them to develop resolutions out of the report and recommendations that can properly guide us for effective implementation of this report. Other than that, the details are spelled out and everything is digested. I'm very much worried and concerned about maladministration and management issues that are highlighted. At some points, allegations are made were not established. At other points, were established, which are very serious, as indicated those are gross maladministration and management. We cannot be condoned in this new dispensation, especially in a sector that our economy is heavily relying on, tourism sector. Just last week or 2 weeks ago in the committee, engagement tourism, some of the issues that are highlighted here form part of our discussion. This report is helping us to get informed points on all those areas that we expressed concern at that committee meeting. I can say for certain we did not get credible facts as we have just discovered on this report, especially around the issue of the ecologists that we thought has come to help and to diversify the sector on regional base. Instead of Combo's centralizing tourism activities in Combo only, we need to go to the rural areas. That was the main essence for the ecologists. But this purpose had been defeated. And the recommendations are very clear. Honorable Speaker, we cannot just allow this to be gathering dust. It has to be implemented to the fullest, and the best way we can do that, as I said, as we recommended for the other reports, is to develop resolutions and timelines indicated so that we work towards full implementation of the report. On that note, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader. Honorable members, and I put the question. It has been moved and seconded that this Honorable Assembly do consider the report of the Public Petitions Committee of the National Assembly on the petition from concerned staff of the Gambia Tourism Board. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before I open the floor, let me re-echo what the seconder of the motion stated. First, I think the mover of the report did justice to it, and he did what we would do, because he read the report entirely, and it was detailed. And the recommendation that is emanating from both the chairman of the committee and the seconder of the motion is that, as we did with PEC, we asked them to prepare resolutions, strong ones, that covers or goes to solve almost all the challenges we have there, and the possible recommendations that will be tabled before us. If we agree to that, honorable members, what my plea would be is, why don't we then allow the committee to go and do those things and table those things before us, and then that would allow us to debate properly, because where you have omissions not covered by either the resolution or recommendations, then members will be able to debate to include, delete, or add. Otherwise, what will happen is, we are going to debate until the day ends, and then when the report is finally, the recommendations and these things are finally done, it will be tabled for another debate. Because the recommendations have to be endorsed, it has to be accepted, it has to be looked into. The resolutions have to be looked into to see whether it's the right one that we will accept. That's for debate. That is what I want to put to you, if accepted. If not, we continue to debate. Yes, is it on the issue yet? On this issue that I've just mentioned? Yes, majority and member for Kantora.
Yes, I think it's very apt because nobody will say anything new or outside the report. He has read out verbatimly, word for word. So anybody coming again to talk, you are just going to give the same repetition. So allow them to go back, adopt the report, draft the resolution, and when it's brought forward, then we can debate. I think it's better.
And I know the minority leader would have done justice to the report had it not been read. He would have talked for almost 1 hour. But because the honorable member also tabled the report and read it for everybody's understanding, and the report is well written, that's why to debate, whatever we will say, you're going to say what he has said, naturally. So, but the ball is in your court. Yes. Honorable member for Banjul South.
I would agree with the majority leader, but there are just some recommendations because there are certain questions, but maybe it will come with the resolution because especially when the minister stated many times that there were information that he couldn't give to the committee, I think the resolution would demand for those information. So I think there's no need having a debate, and then when the resolution is tabled again, hopefully it will be before the end of this session. I would recommend. Thank you.
Yeah, I honestly believe in one thing. There may be some loopholes that you may want to ask questions. And that those questions could still be asked on that day, and if not included in the resolution or the recommendations, be couched to make sure that they are included for your adoption. Yes, Honorable, is it? Lower Salu. Lower Salu, you have changed your seat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also concur on with the majority leader because business cannot be as usual, Honorable Speaker. And this Parliament to take our stand and to see and save our citizens. Because what we are seeing is so sad. We don't expect such things like this. And we have to take a strong stand on this issue. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Honorable members, it looks like, unless there is a different opinion.
I want to move a motion.
Honorable member, yes. Honorable, listen. Honorable, listen, please. Honorable members, unless there is a different opinion, then you raise your tag. But if you are in support, no need to raise your tag. Those with different opinions. Honorable member.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to differ with the opinion that we take our time to allow the committee to go and work on the report and come up with firm resolutions. My proposal here is for we to be allowed to debate, wherein if we have further recommendations or resolutions that we think could be added to what they have or what they will be putting together, they could also capture that and bring it up in the next session. We must not forget that this petition has been here since 2020. Yeah, this is why I said since 2020. And looking at the content of this document, what has been revealed here is more of gross corruption and abuse of office. And on that note, I think it will be indeed very important for we to debate on this and also come up with either recommendations or resolutions that the committee could take from individual members. Thank you.
Honorable, I know whatever one would say here in the hall is captured in the report.
Honorable Speaker,
Please, please, when I'm talking, wait until I learn. Before I give floor to somebody, I will give you. The fact that when we debate, we cannot come out with resolutions here. Members cannot come out with resolutions. What we are saying, before avoiding a double debate, because when the resolutions are couched and they are brought here, it's going to be debated. And there, whatever you feel is not there is what suggestions you are going to make. So when you have digested the report itself, that's what we are saying. When you debate now, and then we go, and then they go to bring in the report and the recommendations and the resolutions. You want to say we will not debate it? We are going to debate it. So why do we preempt the debate? Yes, honorable member for, is it Councillor? Yes, Councillor.
Yes, the point that you have raised in issue of debate, my worry or concern is, for example, now, if we have some recommendations and add-up recommendations on this, how do we give it to the committee? I want to know that. Secondly, the reason why we say so, this report is an important report, and you have said that we don't want to have a debate on another debate, a double debate on this, because we know that this report, there is a lot of terikafo that has been instituted in this report. And I think, so if we could be guided, whether we may have an add-up recommendation to the committee without debate. If it is so, then we could move it. If not, I suggest we debate.
Honorable member, thank you very much. Honorable member, there are no resolutions captured here. The committee made their recommendations. Now, following the motion, the report being tabled and seconded, we can now direct them to go and extract good resolutions from this, and even probably redefine their own recommendations here to capture everything. And then, at the end of it, when it is being tabled, you now have your right to either amend some of those recommendations or resolutions, or add new resolutions. The other thing is, while the committee is sitting, and any member has anything, a suggestion, you can forward it to the chairman. Very simple, you can forward it to the chairman. Yes, I'm coming. Yes, Honorable, did you hear me well? Okay, thank you very much. Yes?
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I think Parliament works with procedures. If committees are taxed, they went out and make a report to this Parliament, and they have their recommendations on board, but without resolutions. Now we need to debate so that we hear from others that will make the committee to go and extra work on it. So if all of us keep quiet now, it means the job that we are going to do, we are going to repeat it. And we are tired. As a committee, our hands are tired. We cannot do any other work again. We brought a report to you. You either adopt it or reject it. But what for a resolution? Let us hear from few people. If they are right to be heard, let them be heard.
Honorable, don't be repetitive.
No, I'm not repetitive, but what I'm saying,
Honorable,
to you,
Honorable, take your seat, please.
Can you allow me to?
Honorable, no, take your seat.
Can you allow me to learn?
When I interject, take your seat. You see, why I intervene is because you made a statement that Parliament has a process, as if we are flouting a process. We are not flouting a process. We are not compromising a process. We are putting, would it be wrong for Parliament to say that let's not debate this, let them ask them to go and do this and come back? Is it not parliamentary? Is it not parliamentary for Parliament to say, no, let's debate it and continue until at the end? No, Honorable. No, I'm not asking you, I'm asking parliamentarians. Yes. And it's a question that I don't need answers. You know, what I'm saying is it not parliamentary that Parliament decides to say, we will do this yesterday, was it yesterday or some days ago? There was one here that we stopped without even moving so. Was it last week?
Yes, Speaker, that was pegged. That
Yes.
was pegged.
Was that not parliamentary?
Pegged.
The PEC report.
So what I am saying is, why I interjected is because he is making a statement that is not correct. It's not necessary we are doing something wrong. Honorable member, please. When you were talking, people were listening. So please, that's why I intervened. Yes, my majority, you want to come back? Honorable members, before you come in, let's not waste. If you want us to debate it, we have no objections. Please. Honorable member for Central Badibu, please. Don't be a small guy here. You are one of the, I think we are here during the fifth legislature. We should expect something better than that. No, you like responding to people, responding and making your statements. Please, members here will want to learn something good from you. Please, Honorable Majority Leader and Member for Kantora, yes?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think we are in agreement. So I want to move a motion on the effect for us to adopt the report and let the committee, whosoever is interested, you would have digest the report proper because it's just served today, and then you get to them and forward your concerns to them. So I move a motion that we adopt it and then let the committee go back and report back with resolution.
Anybody? Honorable member for Lower Flood.
Yeah, I seconded the motion.
Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that we allow the chairman and his committee to go and extract very strong resolutions and recommendations, and those resolutions and recommendations should be tabled before you here for acceptance, for debate and acceptance. Those who are in favor of that, you can raise your tax. Those who are not in favor, please, down. Those who are not in favor of the motion, raise your tax. I don't understand. That's why I was asking. The ayes 21. Sorry. What about the abstention? The abstention, those who are absenting themselves, you can raise your tag. Ako, he said what? Huh? Telling okay, one. Huh? Honorable members, those in favor 21, those not in favor 1, and those who are absenting themselves 1. So the ayes have it. Yes, Lower Salu. Pardon?
No, but we need to know the time. When are they coming back to bring the resolution in the plenary?
We can instruct them. We can instruct them. Honorable members, so far we have now agreed to defer the debate until these resolutions and recommendations are extracted. It means we must give them a timeline and we would, I think what I heard from your comments is that you want this thing, these recommendations table during this session. Is that what you said? ABC, we are listening to them. You know, is the plenary is now telling us what to do. Now, and what's the time frame? The time frame, or let it be done within this week, within this session. That's the time frame. Honorable Chairperson, are you aware? So you should liaise with you are a member of the ABC committee. Fine. So you should make sure that it is incorporated into in the agenda.
Give the committee leave to sit.
I'm not, what is something, you are saying something? Honorable Chairman, what are you saying?
The chairperson is traveling.
It is, yeah, so they will do the work.
But chairperson, comment.
Saying this is committee work, we are going to do the work, it's not a problem. No, I will not find it difficult.
I know it's committee work, but it's not the committee that presented the report. You presented it on their behalf. So you have to talk on their behalf.
We'll meet the time.
Included sessions document. Honorable members, so we have now finally agreed. Honorable members, let me thank on your behalf the chairman and the members of the committee for a job well done. I understand it has taken a long time, but it's worth waiting. And I want to thank honorable members for your understanding. And hopefully, come next week, we will have these resolutions and recommendations before you for your consideration and approval. Clerk, may we now proceed?
Order 72, consideration on the Rent Amendment Bill 2023 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Honorable members, you will recall that the Rent Amendment Bill 2023 was committed to the Select Committee on Lands, Regional Government, IEC, and Ombudsman, and the committee reported on the said bill. The report of the committee was adopted during this session. Accordingly, the consideration stage for the said bill was scheduled for today. During the consideration stage, members shall have the opportunity to give detailed consideration and scrutiny to every clause and schedule in the bill. This stage also provides the first opportunity for amendments to the bill to be debated and voted on. I will now therefore resolve the Assembly into the Committee of the Whole Assembly to give consideration to the bill, the Rent Amendment Bill 2023. The Assembly is now resolved into the Committee of the Whole Assembly. This is good. Honorable members, the Assembly will now go into the committee stage of the whole Assembly to consider the Rent Amendment Bill 2023 clause by clause. You want it differently? We want to do it clause by clause. We will also be guided by the committee's report on the bill and clause 72 of the standing orders during the consideration stage. I hope the chairman of the committee is around and he is well prepared to intervene where necessary. He will lead the discussions.
Clause 1, short title.
It is proposed that clause 1, short title, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye.
We have issued.
Yes.
We want to change 2023 to 2024.
Okay. The proposed amendment is the Act 2024.
everywhere it appears.
Honorable members, and anywhere it appears, isn't it? Yeah, wherever. So it is proposed that clause 1, short title, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 2, Amendment of the Rent Act 2014.
It is proposed that clause 2, amendment of the Rent Act 2014, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 3, Amendment of Section 13.
It is proposed that clause 3, amendment of section 13, stand part of the bill. There is an issue. Yeah, Honorable, when immediately the clerk calls on the clause, you can just interject, please.
Okay, according to the amendment of clause 13, the committee proposed that this section stand as part of the bill without amendment.
Or that there is amendment. It is proposed that clause 3, amendment of section 13, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 4, Amendment of Section 18.
It is proposed that clause 4, amendment of section 18, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 5. Sorry. Clause 5, Amendment of Section 19.
Yes. We have we have an issue.
Yes, please.
The committee proposed that this section stand as part of the bill with the following amendments. And now be read as 1. The landlord shall not increase the rent for rental premises. B. A. At a rate of more than 5% of every 3 years, or such other rate as may be prescribed by the minister by notice published in the Gazette and subject to the condition of the facility. B. At the interval of less than 36 months.
So, Chair, yeah. 3 years? No. No, 2.
Honorable members, the current text, honorable members, the current text of the act reads, a landlord shall not increase the rent for rental premises. A, at a rate of more than 5% in each year, or such other rate as may be prescribed by the minister by notice published in the Gazette, and B, at the interval of less than 12 months. That's what we have in the Act now. The proposal now, I want members to be paying attention. No, there are some who are talking, gossiping underneath. The proposal now, the proposed amendment is, a landlord shall not increase the rent for rental premises at a rate of more than 5% in every 3 years. You know, here it was every 12 months. Here now every 3 years. Or such other rate as may be prescribed by the minister by notice published in the Gazette and subject to the condition of the facility is what is also added, and subject to the condition of the facility. Coming. Honorable members, instead of subject to the condition of the facility, say to the condition of the premises. Huh? That's the new, yes, the proposed amendment. Yes, minority.
You have 1 and 2. Yes, the same thing. I think the numbering. If that 2 is not there, then that means there is no need to put the 1 here. Because only.
Okay, what you are saying is.
Yeah.
A.
Before there was 1 and 2. Now there's only 1.
All right, then read the 2. Read the 1. Read the 2. Let's read it for us.
In the original one, you have the 2 there. I don't know whether, I know it means that is not part of the amendment.
So far it's not there. It means these are the 2 proposed amendments in one, and the 2 will stay as it is.
As it is, yes. Oh, 2 will stay as it is.
Yes, as it is.
That's what I want them to clear.
No, that is the meaning. All the rest, if they want it amended or deleted, they will have said it.
Only that one should be amended.
Yes.
Understood.
They are proposed. What is here? I give you the floor. I give you the floor. You know, I'm surrounded by legal experts. They are in A. If you look at it, prescribed by the minister by notice published. That's what you have. They are suggesting that it may be better for us to use by order published in the Gazette instead of notice. Order. Honorable member for Pony Kansala.
Yes, I am in confusion of these 2 things, the facility and the premises. The premises could be okay when the facility is not in order. So I think in rental, more people talk of the facility than the premises. So I want us to maintain the premises than the facility. Sorry, I want us to maintain the premises. Sorry, the facility than the premises, because premises sometimes is not rent. Exactly.
Yeah, and premises also incorporate that.
No, but the premise sometimes maybe within the veranda or the area.
Premises.
Huh? Facility.
Honorable member, what about when you talk about the National Assembly premises?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable? Councillor, you are okay? Okay, yes?
Yeah, I say if you look at the subheading, it is premises that is used instead of facility, which reads, a landlord shall not increase the rent for rental premises. I understand. From that, the subhead, the sub clause of the bill. So that means it is right to use the premises in A, because in 1, it's premises that is used. So in A, it is right to repeat premises instead of using facility there.
Yeah, I think now you are convinced. Councillor, yes, so Honorable members, you understand the proposed amendment. We have just read A. B, let me finish. B, at an interval of less than 36 months. The proposal is 36 months. What is there is 12 months. The amendment is proposing that 12 should be changed to 36. Correct.
Honorable Chair, the old Act 19, it is that this clause will be deleted.
You mean the Act?
Yes, the old Act 2014.
No, it's here.
No, the Act, now the present Act before this one. The present Act then. The parent Act. No. Yes. Yes. What I'm saying, clause 19.
Yes, go ahead.
Whether it's going to be deleted.
Clause 19, you know, what is suggesting is...
Wait, you people wait.
Yes, what is...
confused here.
Honorable, fine. You cannot listen to people.
Okay.
Please. The current one, that's the Act now, as we speak. What is there is, a landlord shall not increase the rent for rental premises, A, at a rate of more than 5%. I think I myself, I never understood it that way. It looks like what the honorable member for Lola Salum said. The principal act is not available. I don't have it. This is the bill, and this one, I was looking at this as a bill. It's the report.
Chairman.
Just hold on. We get it clear. You get your doubts clear. And this is the bill, and now this proposal is made by the committee on the proposal. When I land, then you take over. Because myself, I got it wrong. If you look at it, I was thinking that what I had here was the bill, and this was the act, the one we are using now. On the whole, this is the report of the committee, and that's the bill with me. But I wanted to see the principal bill. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. That was what I wanted to see. So, honorable member for Lower Sal, I think you are right. You want to know the principal bill, because the act is the principal act. That's the one, and then this one is the bill, and then the committee. On this one, the committee is making recommendations on this bill, so that instead of what is there, they wanted some of it to be changed. That's the committee's recommendation. That's where we are. Yes, Honorable.
Asking if we change, would that one stand? I said, no, that one will not stand.
Which one will not stand?
The principal act. What is in the principal act?
The principal one?
Yeah, it's cancelled
yes.
automatically. Huh? So, that's it. But, Chair, I have something. Yeah.
All right, you know, in the current act, what is there is, a landlord shall not increase the amount. Hey, all right, let me read it for you. A landlord shall not increase the amount of rent for his or her rental premises unless he or she give the tenant at least 3 months written notice of such increment. That's what is there. That's what we are using now. And the honorable member, the honorable member for Serekunda West, came out with the proposed amendment. And what he is suggesting is at a rate of not more than 5% in each year, or such other rate as may be prescribed by the minister, by notice published, or by order published in the Gazette. That's the proposal coming from the member. The committee, it was referred to the committee. The committee said, no, we are now suggesting that instead of 5%, where is it? Where? Yeah. Instead of 1 year, yeah, instead of each year, it should be 3 years. That's the changes on A. Yes, instead of each year, 3. And then the other one is the facility here would be amended to read premises. Yes, you have some observation?
Now, Chair, I want guide us. For instance, now, you are saying a landlord shall not increase his rental premises at a rate more than 5% each year. No more than 5%. Now,
in every 3 years.
Okay, in every 3 years.
Yes.
Now, for instance, now, if a tenant is paying 7,000, are you telling us the 7,000 times 12 months? Now I'm coming. The tenant is paying 7,000 per month.